Hey, what's up? Arvin here, and today I'm going to be drawing Tom from Tom and Jerry on a post-it note. So let's get started. Alright folks, as you know, I'm still on that quest to draw just about anything I can, any subject matter. And I'm hoping you're enjoying that journey and that you're learning something new, because learning your fundamentals is going to allow you to draw just about anything that you want. And so if you like this kind of content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and just comment below on anything else that you want to see me draw. So I'm going to start off with drawing Tom and Jerry. So I started off here with just a circle. I'm using a ballpoint pen and I'm just laying down just some light lines here just so that I can kind of scope out the proportions. And anytime I start off with something like this, especially if I haven't drawn a character or anything like that before, I study the picture and I break everything down to basic shapes and forms, because I'm kind of gauging the size of the eyes, the size of the overall head, you know, how large the ears are with respect to the overall size of the head, and then I just sort of measure things from that standpoint. So I'll block in my eyes, and then I'll add the cheekbones, and then I'll lay in the mouth. And all of this I just lightly, if you can notice, I'm just lightly with my ballpoint pen, I'm just lightly putting the lines in. I'm not attempting to darken them up. So basically I just lay out my sketch first. And then once I'm kind of confident with it, I'll go in and start darkening things up a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up watching Tom and Jerry. I used to love it. My brother and I would just wake up Saturday morning. We'd watch our Bugs Bunny for a couple of hours. And then I think Tom and Jerry was on. I can't remember. I think some of the newer Tom and Jerry's, but I think even coming back from elementary school, we would just watch Tom and Jerry cartoons right after school. It's just great memories. So I'm just going to continue on with adding just lighter lines and just adding some details. Just progressing through, and then here I'll start to darken up little areas around the ears, because once I kind of scan through the entire drawing and then look at my reference, and I'm constantly going back and forth and checking. And one of the things that I like to do is, you should get into this habit as far as your motor skills are concerned, is to try to use very short strokes. Don't labor over things. It's okay to maybe do that at the beginning if you're just starting out, but if you start to practice drawing lines, long lines and curves, it'll really bring some maturity to your work. So then when you start to sketch faces or characters or whatever it is, you can go with one sweep. And once you get that consistency, that is what gives your work the maturity. So here, I'm just using a single stroke, or a couple strokes, I guess, here for the whiskers. But you'll notice that those strokes are fairly clean and straight, or have a slight curvature to it, but it's a consistent curvature. So I'm pretty satisfied now at this point, and now I'm just going to start to run through, and I'm just going to darken up my lines and just create the silhouette around the character. And just working my way through. I am also on TikTok, so I've post a lot of these videos in a minute, and then I expand on it on my YouTube channel here. So if you don't want to hear me talk, that's fine too. Go to TikTok and just check it out for a minute or 30 seconds. Another thing to consider as you're going through is just pay attention to the line weight. You know, some areas I go thick to thin, and that also adds some dynamics to your sketch. So if you look in the cheeks area, I go from thick to thin. I sort of fade it out. And I didn't do it so much on the overall shape of the head, you know, because I'm sort of silhouetting that out. And then I'll just hatch in the mouth so we can get some contrast, distinction on the inside of the mouth, which is going to be darker, of course. And then we'll just darken up the eyes a little bit. And we're pretty much done. So overall, about 6 minutes for this sketch on a post-it note. Nothing wrong with using post-it notes, less intimidating to practice on. So hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Driven to Draw.